So I'm hoping. Yes, I'm live. All right, all right. Nope. That light still doesn't work. And my stream is. I gotta wait. Yeah, my stream is slow. So, anyway. I have my little hair doohickey on. I like hearts. I don't know, they just grew on me. I have no idea. I know, and so did the color pink. But things happen. I don't really try and explain things sometimes. Just don't. I don't really care sometimes. So, yeah. Uh, if anybody, I'm Dr. Lueth, by the way. It is 10/24, 2022. So for, well, some people are probably already into Christmas. Maybe getting there. So, if you're already in the next day, hello, how are you? Tell me how the next day goes, will you? Make sure it's a good one, will you? Thank you very much. Yes, 8:39 a.m. Eastern Seaboard, Earthside. Yeah, well, we live in a day and age where you can actually say Earthside. There are, yeah. Some people may not believe certain things, and I'm okay with it. But some of us, it's not a question of believing, it's a question of knowing. So it's just a little bit different for some people, I guess. But I need to find the source of harm. I found one, and the source of harm to me, yeah, I'm not really sure. So I'm just having some things checked to make sure. But I shouldn't have been open, so I need to be closed. But yep, get it out of me. Go all the way back. I'm out, all the way out. Okay. Right. So that's that. That needs to get taken care of. I can't do that one on my own. See what I'm saying? We are really supposed to help each other, but there's some who may not have understood that. Yeah. Anyway, 988. Okay. It's all set up. Okay. You try calling some other number, and you can't get assistance. Try this one. There's a chat line, 988lifeline.org. And if you get a hold of one of these, for those who do the cell phone, yep, there are people that don't do that. So just some people with newer tech need to quit running people. It's getting ridiculous. It's also getting ridiculous. Like everybody's eating each other's lunches. I'm not having anything to do with it. No, I'm out, all the way out. And so the Etsy shop got shut down, which for me is just less stress. Although it's also, I was trying to build a charitable fund, but exactly. But it was also occupational therapy. Just trying to keep my fine motor skills good, which is important. So, that's why I was doing that stuff. But we make off because, yeah, my connection is unstable. But I bet you if I turn off the TV, yeah, the TV, I've been up. My sleep has changed a bit, which I'm I'm pretty much just rolling with it, but it's not something that is easy to do. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of doctors and work and reading and proper. Yeah, it wasn't my sleeping. I mean, it wasn't my habits that was a problem for sleeping. Yes, well, some do need what I'm saying, but there are times when I can go with 4 hours of sleep and be fine, but it's not something that I do on purpose. So that's just how it happens. And I'm yeah, don't completely have the month covered, which is another thing. But this is the holidays, so I doubt they're gonna turn off my electricity. Yeah, like yeah, if I don't get that one paid. But I'm the kind of responsible type that just likes to get my stuff paid when it needs to be paid, and that's just how it is. And I've been that way, so y'all been putting ridiculous amounts of right. I can just be irresponsible, no matter how hard anybody wants. Right there, some and okay, but I wasn't trying to escape mine. Just is what it is when it is. Um, yeah, I get Russians. I know that's coming. There's some other things happening. I'm losing some weight. I'm trying to get some goddess time in. Yeah, I know. Well, there seems to be some kind of issue somewhere that may or may not relate to me, but if it doesn't, then I'm, yeah, I'm not paying much attention to certain things because really none of my business actually is. But, uh, you know, 988. Yeah, I did not have a smooth transition. I can assure everyone of that. Well, somebody started reality shifting me the wrong way. And yes, it's taking a while to try and, like, yeah, get this together correctly. But this kind of thing is important because if you wait too long, okay, it starts to pile up and it can be an issue. So try not to, I mean, you would be surprised. You would be surprised. I mean, there really are specialists for almost everything. Sometimes you just wait and let yourself be guided to the proper one, is what I'm saying. So, um, again, every day I'm grateful for something. God Cares Ministries is likely not going to continue. I'm just waiting on a decision. Okay. So I can only wait. All right. So, but Galatians 5:22 to 5:25 is full of good information. So it's kind of like, what are the personal characteristics. Um, right. And those, the fruits of the Spirit. So the people who, some 10 years ago probably would never have thought that you would be where you are today or doing what you're doing. And so never give up on yourself. Don't claim to be have the gift of prophecy, to be honest, but I don't really know. Okay. On and gotten all kinds of things. I've been called precognitive before, but that doesn't always, it doesn't, it's not always like that. And so I can't really tell sometimes. So I just know that we're going to be okay. Yeah, the struggle's just starting for some of them. And I've already been through it enough to be like, all right, now it's just getting abusive. So, right, okay, I'm going to have to do something about that. But um, some may not understand that. That's what it is. I'm safe. Okay, everybody. I don't care how weird you are. It doesn't matter to me at all. It's just whatever. People have their, stuff. Uh, and so, but I'm not interested. No, I don't need to see some stuff, is what I'm saying. It's like, I don't need to see some stuff. I don't need to hear some stuff. Okay, right. All I need is the source of harm and right, the source of, yeah. So I know that there's likely a Mayan connection when it comes to me. I'm sure of it. Just don't quite know. Regardless, people have to realize that light does actually make sound, and color, when a certain type of frequency hits it, uh, is helpful in just spiritual ways. Um, everybody's everyone on planet Earth. I mean, this really should just be, every heart should just be lightened up. And yes, because every every human on Earth, okay, is getting an assist, whether you realize it or not, in some way or another. And a lot of time they're anonymous, or it's, the Holy Spirit. When it comes to me, it's simple. So you get locked onto that, and you just know it is. It's kind of like a tractor beam, right? So if I'm going to be talking to the nerds, exactly, nerd terms, so that people are less afraid of the Bible. Okay, people, I totally understand where they're people coming from when they say that it's a bad book. No, that's not it. It's just the way that it's presented and the way that it's interpreted sometimes is not in complete alignment. So don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. The, the Holy Lord Father God knows me, is one of those, yeah, 10-year waits or something. I said 11, but apparently I lost a year somewhere in the mix. I don't know. I lost a year. I guess somebody needed it. I don't know, but I don't care. It's not that big a deal to me. If it saved somebody, then, ridiculous. efforts, then or helped ease somebody's mind or whatever, then I'm okay with it. But yeah, that seems to be the case. I'm still, I can now go all the way back to 2013. I can see it now. More I can see it, then I can show someone else. Um, but I would like anyone psychic, any of that kind of stuff, those who may have been communicating with me, please, right, stop, close all your doors and windows, like put up whatever kind of, I don't know, walls or, you know, whatever you need there, safety. I'm not, but there was a situation, okay? So I know that that situation happened, just don't know quite what it was. So them who may have been afflicted incorrectly, okay, and entails, I'm simply saying that, okay, so the Holy Christ, okay, we'll just say Jesus because, yes, most people on earth understand that name, right? Yeah. Uh, wasn't here to, you know, and sometimes God will let you die, people, or let you be taken. And it's hard to realize crap when you're all around it. And you're just like, why? However, okay, instead of asking that question, if I had not, if I didn't go through it myself, I wouldn't be saying a word out loud to anyone. So that's my genuine, truthful standpoint and perspective as a human person. Okay. It's very important that those who didn't know should know the streets. Because, well, I can be on the streets too, right? Like, right, poverty. Like, I'm not as, you know, status is kind of state of mind depending on who you are. So some people will look at the things that you have, like, oh, well, so I have all these things, me. But then there's some people who just, well, they don't want that. See what I mean? And that's not at all anything. But intelligent, good, decent human beings are all over this planet. I mean, right. So sometimes when you are not looking at it as though you have victory through Christ, okay? Now, when I say victory, you have to understand it's not like, oh, we're gonna, capture you and harm you and okay, it's not anything like that. There's nothing like that. All right. But I do want people to understand that if have looked at what's called the Holy Scripture, some people call it the good book, um, the full, incorrect, true, proper gospels sometimes, yes, get buried in the shuffle, but they never die. Just like love never dies, just like God never dies. Okay. So there is a living God, and it can actually be proven. Talk, talk to him. I'm totally serious, right? Um, then things might start happening. So people might, start praying in tongues. I started praying in tongues, but me, actually, it does make a difference because I'm the kind of female who's meant to pray in private tongues. So I pray, yep, through Christ. So I've been making sure that, kind of make sure that all your prayers get answered for a short period of time. However, right, someone held up a situation for long enough for it to be a huge issue for me. So once I realized that that was a situation, I can assure everyone, trust me. Okay, alarm bells, yeah, hi, wakey, wakey. Right. I mean, I didn't just do nothing about it, you understand? But most of this planet doesn't even know who I am. So, why would they even, right, consider that? But yes, there is a situation completely taken care of. Down, dead, buried, sealed. Okay, everyone? Right. Okay. But that took some of us really, that took a while to do. All right. Agree with the Holy Christ. Just agree with the Holy Christ. That's your, everyone. It's a for you. Okay. You don't have to, oh my God, prayer, prayer, prayer. Oh, prayer, 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 prayer. Just agree with Jesus. You understand? Then that helps you see, yeah, proper light. You start to see the good. You start to see that you may have been maneuvered against your will. There are some things that will start becoming clear, but nobody has to, you know, break any freaking records. This is not that kind of thing. And yeah, well, it was a simple transfer. I made my sense. Yeah, I already did, but then somebody, yes, overloaded me. So when it overflows that way, I can't, just let it happen that way. Hmm. Well, one, he did promise a few generations of humans who have, yes, since then grown a great deal, and there's many generations. So, um, but I just kind of want to say though, if everyone could just bear in mind, right, that in plural, okay. Now, some people see it as like in on Earth, like everything is all contained on Earth, and so you have a third world country, you get first world, yeah, and yeah, so there's a transition that wasn't meant for me. Somebody went out of turn, so everybody, don't get mad at Dr. Lueth, okay? Yeah, I mean, I volunteered. I don't have to be doing any of this. None of you could. I mean, fine. We'll just take away everything that I've done to make sure that you all understand why you want to go, Holy Christ, okay? But uh, I'll put it to you this way. I got to the point where the lack of gratitude coming from people around me was nothing I wanted to listen to anymore. Right. And there are people I just don't talk to because they're just so freaking negative all the freaking time. And right. Well, I can understand there are people who start looking for things, and unfortunately, yes, they may find them. Whether that's total reality or not may depend on, right, who's manifesting. Okay. Right. Some are manifesting correctly. And so those of you who are doing that probably already been stopped. If you haven't been, you will be. All right. So none of that was meant to condemn humans. You understand? Right. So, but you know, there's a lot of people who just don't want to try even. heed some warnings and whatever. So I needed to know who was trying to contact me. All right. Um, yeah, I mean, I need to know who I'm talking to. So somebody with the telepathy. No, I had no permission to talk to me. So, well, if you got caught, you got caught. Okay, exactly. I can't make it any more clear to anybody that I'm just an adult, a regular adult online, and I'm not, playing games or writing fiction or attempting to do anything in particular other than try and figure out sources of harm. Okay. I need help with that. I know I do. This is not something that I would ever want to do by myself anyway. It's just not. So some of those things are actually being found, but I'm shutting down. No psychic playfulness, no nothing like that for me. It's a situation that's almost all the way handled. All right. But I want to make sure that no one else is like getting hit with certain things. So if you don't have to, I'm not dangerous. Don't worry. That's not it. I'm safe for whatever, whoever. Uh, but some of you aren't safe for me, is why. Okay. So we're just making sure that everything happens according to the way it's supposed to. Now, I was supposed to get the mercy seat, and that is not, well, that's the problem. When that happens, people have to understand, yeah, you can't look at me, the human, thinking that it's actually what I'm saying. Speak for themselves was what I was trying to do, was communicate for people who actually cannot vocal. Okay. That's the only kind of medium I can be. Yes, according to God. So I'm not really a medium the way that some would, view it, but I can assist sometimes. Sometimes. And I am someone who can take a bit more hate than others because it's just years of, yes, building up a callus to it in a way. Okay, everybody. But that's not something that everyone should be doing. That's not something that, everyone needs to try and achieve. I'm a goal setter, but I'm a goal setter who uses loose deadlines always. And if I project manage something, or if I just do my own project, I'm doing something, um, I look at it kind of project management wise, and I know they always just add an extra year to plans because, yes, well, I'm sure that anybody who did that, um, probably in less of a, not a good situation because COVID, pretty much. And that's another thing that everyone on earth has experienced together. So humans experience things together, whether we see each other physically or whether we live geographically in the same, we still experience things together. And for those who are still in that, why, God, why, you make no sense kind of, this is stupid, hurting innocent people, so on and so forth. Well, it it wasn't the Holy Lord Father God. He's not, okay, the one. Everybody else has to understand. Some um, Christians are what's known as afflicted, and some might say, well, that's mean and terrible and all that kind of stuff. But he prepares us sometimes to go through some things that we probably aren't going to understand entirely. And, as you go through life, you stay in faith, you get confirmations as you go. It starts to happen. So, anyone who sees themselves as pagan right now, I don't have any issue with you at all. And I'm not pushing, I'm not campaigning. Me, Dr. Lueth. No, somebody was doing something, trying to do something through me, but it doesn't work out. Okay, that doesn't. Right. It was supposed to, a male was supposed to, and something didn't happen. And then, yes, so it's just a wee tiny little thing. Okay. But sometimes on earth, and for the people who it affects, it's a whole lot more than that. So, um, I'm praying in every kind of, deep, full, whole love that I can, that some at least stop doing certain things that get you killed. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I can do is say, well, it does kind of work out that way. Don't want to believe it, but, you know. Where sin does abide, grace does abide more abundantly. I think, yeah, that's in Romans. So I'm not a Bible expert or anything, everyone, but I do know that really humans are humans. Okay. So trying to hybrid human uh, without proper permission, yes, right, might be an issue. So all I'm saying is, well, if you love God, then just check with God anyway. Make sure. So for me, it's just so I'm not worshiping anyone. You understand? I don't have to at all. However, this whole thing, you don't necessarily need to do certain things, all right, to receive love, even if you're in prison or whatever. See what I'm saying? Some have been worked over, you understand, by craft and other kind of things. That's why sometimes human law, which I recognize, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I try to just, yeah, no, it's. I'm not any kind of goody goody, but I understand like civil society. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we have rules of the road, and there's some other things that keep us good to go, and that help us become more patient or more uh, face centered or more in some type of preparation for whatever comes next for you. So for me, the situation was bad enough and affected me bad enough that yeah, I had catastrophic loss. Everybody. And when that happens, you okay, I don't know what anyone else does about certain things, but it just comes across as wise, and I choose to only hear and receive from, yes, the proper wise source, which is heavenly. Okay. um and sometimes I'll test that, but I'll also say that we do have what's known as the Lord's Prayer. Okay. And it is really kind of like that. All right. But being delivered for some, okay, is difficult. All right. I'm I'm saying truthful words to you. I don't want anyone thinking, oh, it's going to be a breeze. Okay, there's some things that may be a breeze for you individually that isn't for others, but somewhere you'll run across something. Something. Okay. So I understand not being patient in the sense of, well, there's a lot of people who have been kind of worked over by craft, and I'm not at all angry or pissed off at witches or any of that kind of stuff, people. It's nothing like that at all. Not with me. And I don't care if you're transgender or, whatever. You're a human being. That's all I know. I mean, I don't know any better, everyone. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, is that some of you may think you know something, but I'm not sure that that's actual truth, to be honest. And once you're forgiven, it's all gone, man. It's in the past. I'm telling you, right? So even if, especially younger people, I'm not one who should be working with younger people. I have adult responsibilities that I cannot allow any kind of craft to get in the way of. Okay, everyone. So I trust me. Anyone on this planet needs a vacation. And if there's fake gods who don't need vacations, well, fine, but none of you are my boss, so bugger off, okay? Yeah, I'm getting tired of it. All right? All the fakers need to be found and removed. This is entirely too much of a problem. Caused me way too much of a problem. So that's all I'm asking. I know that I've asked for help from the left-handed path, and I'm going to be honest to everybody, and all the Christians need to. It's not time to persecute, okay? Right. Yes, everyone. It's not that time. And I understand that, when it comes to scripture, I mean, that's been the part for me that has been completely unfair and has put undue stress on me in so many different ways. I can prove it every which way. Okay, I wouldn't even need a lawyer, but I probably would hire one. Understand? I don't hate lawyers. I've never been through a bad divorce. You understand? There are things I haven't been through. All right. But there are some things I have. So instead of people comparing, oh, I'm more right. I'm waiting to find out. Okay. If the if God Cares Ministries doesn't get funding, okay, um, as it should, then okay, I gotta close it down. I don't have a choice because I can't be like an entire staff of people all by myself. Although, all right, I do have God, and people will say, "Well, if you have, hey, well, how much did you guys want to put him through in the first place?" See what I'm saying? So, uh, uh, no more. If for some reason he became grieved enough to turn some of you away, okay, I'm sure it was for every good, right reason, and I would stand by any decision made because there is that factor. There are human law courts, and I'm familiar with those, but there are also those who work left in a path. Okay, and when you do that, yes, their rules are different, and there aren't lawyers who are specialized in saying, well, this one might have, you know, craft worked on them. All right. So I understand people who want things. I get it. I mean, you feel like, you know, maybe something's missing or whatever. And it could be, you know, like in my life, right? Once I was really improving certain medication and I got around certain people and really, looking up. But then, yeah, something else altogether. But I can now visually visualize mentally what it was that I saw that I could send, you understand, to, yes, only one or two particular people. And they're all God chosen, right? Um, so I'm done with that. I've been waiting patiently. And so uh, I'm getting some reparations, all right? Once that happens, and it's going to happen. I'm getting help too. I've asked for help. And some of it is just because, um, yes, I got it's hard to explain. It's a spiritual situation that happens sometimes, and it's just hard to explain. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. Just know that I know that that's what it is and was. So I didn't think I was going crazy. I know I'm not crazy. That DSM, things like that. But for case studies, should anything that is here at this YouTube channel, which is Creasesinger. It's either Creasesinger of Earth or Creasesinger from Earth. I I'm Dr. Lueth, and I am 50, so I realize. I repeat that a lot only because it does tend to happen sometimes that I do look younger than that, and I get it, everyone. And there are other people, like I know people like that, just have like young face. Yeah, yes, there are people like that. And when, yes, you're the one who is the subject matter expert, and you're the one who was sent to put certain very complex things into very simple layman's terms, and someone takes one look at you and then completely just ignores what you're saying, and what you're saying is life-saving to them. Do you understand where I'm coming from now? So I could tolerate it in my 20s, just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Right, I'm still learning, I'm still growing. And it got to a point though in my mid-30s where it's just like, I only have one family member left alive, people. Okay. They've all been dying. Okay. So I haven't had a break from it. I didn't have a break from it. And there were some really shitty motherfucking people. And that's why. So it's why, in one way, I can tell you that I would need help personally. Okay. In going after money. Okay. Because wealth and abundance and value as a human doesn't have anything to do with money, is why I'm saying this. It doesn't. So if none of us had money, what would the world be like? I'm not asking to find out anything, but some have been trying to manifest and it is not working out for you. But the reason it's not is because there's a safety close on and off going on. Okay. So I realize that